Kurt? MP the Hell Kurt? I don't know.
MP the Knight.
MP the Knight. We'll find out. Jumping to the Land of Dawn again for us in a very crucial match for See You Soon to be partly the decider of what can happen here for this group of champions, the group of death, as both these junglers go ahead and start up. Kenji this time around will go ahead and take this Baksha. That has been a pick now for a lot of teams when they want to kind of step back a little bit, slow things down, because look, I mean, Super's on a Florin. Very different from what we saw from the previous game where he locked in that Minotaur. He was a big frontliner for them. And also emblem-wise, anything sticking out here to you for emblems?
Not really. It doesn't seem
Temporal
like anybody
Rain?
is going to go for anything crazy, except, yeah, Super with the Temporal Rain. Master Assassin and both the Marksmen, by the way, still going for that lane dominance here, trying to get the advantage in the lane. But yeah, man, I don't know. For See You Soon, it almost seems like they're doing better without the help of the coaches. Again, they had the whole conversation there. Boxy, though, now with the Jikundo, trying to go for the reset on the Shunpu, will be able to do so. And good night. What do you think of the Kagura pick earlier? Now back to the Farsa pick? It almost seemed like, you know, they wanted to go for something crazy, and then they said, okay, maybe a bit too crazy.
You know, I agree with what like Wolf and Gideon were also saying about this, where Mid is just in a position where it's kind of awkward because the rise of assassins once again in the current meta, especially when Ling is on the table a lot of times, it's difficult to be a mage right now, you know, because you got to be able to play quite defensively. I don't think anything's going to result into this unless Boxy doesn't have a level 4. We'll take some damage, but everybody's down here in the bottom lane.
Even Ra just rotating down below, dishing out some damage, forcing Kenji back.
Get that XP, you know, before this turtle comes up. A couple seconds away. But yeah, I think the Kagura, it was great to see, but it just didn't end up having enough damage, especially in the late game where they got to. So turtle's up here. MP the game, gonna try to push him back. Oh, good night.
Boxy in a 2v1, still able to escape, goes back in. Good night, might actually be taken down, has to purify down. He flickers forward, Boxy, but it's first blood over to Good Night. MP the King securing it now with Deadly Stinger. Soul might get another solo kill up top, and Lark will be able to escape for now. Soul's looking for it. Feather Airstrike again onto Ra in the mid lane. Good Night. 2 early kills for the Farsa.
Hey, that's great for Good Night. You know, 2 early kills on this mage that's already, you know, provides so much burst damage available this early on. You get 2 early kills, then you're online way quicker than you originally would be. So that's crucial for Good Night and just for the whole team of Team Falcons to be able to contest of what See You Soon can bring to the table here. I think part of this too is as long as you can survive when MP the King initiates, but look at this once again, right on the shot there. Feathered Airstrike set up from Good Night, and
look at that smile.
He's feeling good about it, man.
He's really feeling good about that.
Oh.
Here, MP the King trying to go for an invade again. Boxy going to be stopped down by the Poisons and stunned down by Super. Even with Ra with the Feather Airstrike, Boxy able to escape. One last hit should do it. Now the Deadly Stingers down on Kenji. It was all a bait. Now Good Night. That smile might be going away as MP jumps into the Deadly Stinger. Feather Airstrike, not enough to take MP down. Now with the stun down as well. One last hit from Super. Oh, penalty zone from Ding, rotating all the way from the XP lane to get rid of MP the Kurt.
They have to get him, man. They can't let MP the King do what he did in the previous game, and it looked like it was going to happen unless Ding rotated there. Now here on the top side of the map, Boxy goes in with a dragon. I don't think he's just going to be shoved out. Nothing that can happen there, so great usage of that Purify. And, you know, part of this, every single time that we see this Cho locked in here, we know that now with the change where you get that little 180% basic attack when that bar is full, you can actually do pretty well, especially with Concussive Blast. Going to force out again with the Feathered Airstrike, so that's already utilized. And this is where you're going to see a whole lot of, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of Feathered Airstrike from both sides.
A lot of airstrikes.
A lot of airstrikes. Ra has this Valentina, and that's pretty much going to be the job so far. Next objective does come up here, and I'm expecting with Team Falcons, the little lead that they got on Good Night, they should actually have a pretty good time. Oh, way the dragon again.
Jaden CC'd with the Terrify and the Furious Dive, running to the passive DOT, and the Deadly Stingers gets rid of him. Together with the passive, now Kenji all alone. No more healing for Kenji, but he's still trying to run MP the King down. 2 members taken out. Felix going at it onto Good Night, going for the passive again. Oh my god, with a Purify even. Might not be enough. Boxy, a bit of a misplay there. The Feather Airstrike catches him. That's a turnaround as Ra will try his best to go for the Feather Airstrike kill on a Good Night, but he's able to sidestep, get in the shield as well. You can hear the crowd chant and, you know, kind of cheer for Good Night sidestep there.
Yeah, that was some good bobbing and weaving from Good Night there, and able to punish Boxy, you know, as I was just talking about the Cho pick. So if they can punish that way, that's great for Team Falcons. But again, you know that still the objectives are in favor here of See You Soon. Taking a look at the items real quick before some more action breaks out. You've got the War Axe already available for Sarium Felix. Corrosion Scythe there now for Soul, has that online against the same thing over here for Lark. So gold lane wise, it's pretty much even. You know, it's coming down to that skill matchup, and so far Soul has been on point. Mid lane,
Ding all alone. Penalty zone to try to defend the turret away the dragon by Boxy over to Kenji, but gets stunned up now by Good Night, and will be able to escape with the Shun Poo. But Team Falcons unable to defend that mid-tier 1. It seems they're still looking for, you know, some sort of farm, trying to slow the pace of the game, because obviously this is a scaling composition that they're playing with. They're trying to go for the wave clears, trying to wait for Super to get to his item power spike, and then maybe in the prolonged team fight, if they are able to layer some of these abilities and start, you know, baiting out the resources from See You Soon, then it'll be good.
And that's the thing. As we look at some of these items fall into place, we know that Moskov's can change the course of a game. It just needs that time to build up, and like I said, he's still working on that second item to fall into place here. But late game, if they can get there, the Moskov can be crucial, plus the true healing that you get with this Florin pickup. So right now, I feel like the bases are pretty much covered for Team Falcons. It's just, how do you stop yourself from getting too far behind? I mean, we're already, look at the gold difference, right? 20,000 here for See You Soon to 16.6 for Team Falcons. Defensive penalty zone going to be used by Ding. He's trapped.
4 members in the bottom lane. Boxy, Wade the Dragon to chain him down now with Felix all the way with the Furious Dive there. Still waiting on that Furious Dive. Ding getting the healing down with Feather Airstrike. Will get rid of his HP bar together with Felix as he finally goes for the Furious Dive, but Good Night takes him out. A bit too overextended there, Felix. But it seems for See You Soon, they'll still be able to go onto the turtle. Kenji getting melted down by Soul. Gets a bit of healing with the flash of the Oasis. Soul continuing the damage all alone. And Team Falcons, Kenji can't handle that.
This is why he loves the carry. You know, he's been picking this hero up for time after time, and he's just able to go ahead and shred through. And that's when you're wondering, you know, Super picked up this Florin pick. You're almost thinking, how much value can you get currently from this Florin pick with the Temporal Rain in comparison to, let's just say, what we saw from previous, where the Minotaur was really able to set things up or even peel for the team here. This time around, you're relying on the Boxia and Ding on the Terizla to be that front to back if you need it and just sustain through it. So again, it goes back to Lark, needs the time to farm up, has to catch up here. But looking at the items already, I mean, 4 MP the King, he's just stacked this early on.
Boxy again just goes in, Jikundo will be able to Shun Poo back out. They're still trying to go for the invade here on the orange buff as Boxy walks up again. Penalty zone locking him down. Boxy will be taken out. Felix should disengage here. Kenji is still there using a poison sauce. Now the airstrike actually threatens Felix's life. Dark Knight falls into the back line. He goes, but the healing, it's getting to a point where Team Falcons, they don't care about that damage anymore. It's no longer a one-shot threat from the Hellkurt.
Yeah, I think a big part of that was the Flask of the Oasis that was picked up for Super. So, you know, as we get further into the game, you don't see Florence too much. I know the guys mentioned the Rafaela possibly could have been picked up here too, but we'll have to see. MP the King, okay, he's not going to enter that point. They could look, Team Falcons could look to just take this tier 1. Looks like their eyes are set on it. They're going to put the pressure there, forcing MP the King to go back. And at that point, again, late game potential from Team Falcons could be great. As long as they keep things from getting too out of hand. Spirit of Destruction going to be used, but they will lose that tier 2 turret. He doesn't. No, don't.
Don't take it.
Don't take it. And you know what's happening too. When he uses that Spirit of Destruction, you have MP the King pop the ult, and then you don't actually know, right? You don't know 100% if you want to enter that fight because you don't have that information because the lights are out, man.
Yeah, then it'll be really tough for Falcons. But technically, they have Good Night, so you know maybe they do enjoy a little bit of the evening,
some darkness. And you can see the Dark Knight Falls here, utilized by MP the King, just as a utility, actually. Yeah.
Trying to get some more pressure on the map. Lark, Abyss Walker forward, clearing up the wave up top. And it does seem like for See You Soon, they're going to have so much more prio on the map to play around as Lord. Already starting it out in the 9th minute of the game here with Soul. Boxy
goes.
Great way the Dragon to punch him down. Now the penalty zone locking him down as well. Kenji gets the healing with the Tortoise Poisson. Trying to escape from the Feathered Airstrike. But look at the chase now. Black Dragon form by Felix, slowing him down slowly but surely. Soul gets rid of him. Kenji, 4th death in this game. Good Night trying to go for a little bit more damage to try to force See You Soon out of this Lord. But it seems with that one-man advantage, it's the jungler. They'll be able to take this for free. No contest from Team Falcons.
I don't know, Mirko. I feel like just Siosun has figured out the Baksha. We saw this with their game against Fnatic Onyx, and you know, Soul does get that Lord there. But the thing about this is, when you have the Baksha locked in, you're trying to rotate quickly. You're trying to be that frontline tank. You know, you have the ultimate makes you even more tanky, but they're getting shredded. I mean, even with that, he is taking the damage, but because of the fact that you have Soul here with the carry who handles tanks so well, it almost seems negligible. And now in the mid lane.
Again, great angle of the way to Dragon. Now with the Feather Airstrike, Good Night trying to clear out the waves, and he will be able to do so. Lark, don't take it. Okay, he doesn't take it, right?
He doesn't take it.
Just goes for it. MP gets rid of the turret up top. That's another tier 2 falling to the hands of See You Soon. Black Dragon form. Gonna be used up as Rod dodges away. Oh, taking a whole lot of damage. Even with the steal on the Bloom, they're not able to get back to full HP. Mid lane, the cannon minion should be able to take their turret down, but they actually CC it, and they keep it alive.
Okay, they keep it alive. Fleeting time also picked up here by Super. And this is where you start to wonder, all right, now that we get to that, you know, mid-game to late-game transition, eventually in a couple minutes here, how well will the healing from Super do in comparison to set of potential? Because if you can land the penalty zone, great, sets things up for you. And not only that, but Lark, you know, he's missed it. Oh, hold on. Boxy? He's forced out. They're going to lose that mid-turret finally. You know, Siosun knew that Joe was just one hit away. They finally get it down, but going back to it, Good Night's been doing a great job. Actually, Good Night and Super, they haven't gone down at all. Holding on to the Purifies, getting a lot of value out of that. And Lark, you saw it earlier. If he just, we've seen this throughout even the wild card stage and to this point, man. If you don't land that Spirit of Destruction where you need to, you're left running to the team fight. So Lark, gets a little more difficult as we approach these objective fights.
Slowly but surely, Team Falcons trying to scale up, but it seems like for right now, they're still really struggling to get to that comfort point. Good Night trying to read out some of the positions of See You Soon, but the conceal gets used up. Good Night, he notices something fishy is going on.
Yeah, he knows.
He knows something is going on. Ra walks up, and the Wings by Wings will be popped in by Good Night to escape. Ra does get the Feathered Airstrike, though, so that's going to be a big ultimate coming into the next few team fights. And it just feels like for Falcons, even if they scale, See You Soon's composition is built to go up against this front to back. They have so many ways to enter the team fight, so many ways to actually find new and creative angles to attack this very, I would say, like, just a coordinated, reliant draft. Again, that's what Boxy does. Goes in, way the Dragon into the Furious Dive.
That was coordinated.
That was coordinated, but it wasn't from Falcons. It was from See You Soon, who has so much more control on the map.
Yeah. And, you know, anytime this Cho's locked in, that's what you're going to have to expect. And I'm surprised that, you know, Team Falcon's still really struggling. And this is around the resources, just the buffs, you know, at this point. So with that, See You Soon, just a single pick off on Kenji is going to allow them to just go ahead and take this Lord. Team Falcon's not in a position really to do much unless, you know, Good Night just provides information, but he could get sandwiched in. Look at the placements already from Boxy sitting there patiently. So Team Falcons will go ahead and grab that very easily. They'll have to defend against See You Soon's Lord push. And now with that, See You Soon, they've been in control of the majority of this game. Team Falcons showed some signs of hope fighting back. I mean, we're going to take a quick look at the items. At least Lark has the Wind of Nature, gets some of that defense here available to him, but only Dominance Ice and Athena Shield, the Immortality for Ding. BOD. A lot of the times, yeah. And there's the BOD locked in now for MP the King. So we could possibly see this game ending on this push. Lord's going to go down in the bottom side, so Team Falcons centering around this mid lane. Keep an eye on Boxy. He has Flicker available with the Way of the Dragon. He could actually start the fight. Looks like Darkness is going to fall here.
Dark Knight falls now. MP just shredding through that base turret up top. We'll be able to find it now, as that's another in the bottom lane without the charge of the Enhanced Lord. The Lord still at full HP. Now Falcons decide to go on it. No more mini waves to utilize for See You Soon. A good Feather Airstrike by Good Night. Try to zone them away, and they will be able to get rid of that Enhanced Lord in the bottom lane, but they have lost 2 base turrets. Boxy the King again with the conceal, trying to go for a play right now. The Black Dragon form is there as well. The Jeet Kune Do knocks thing up. First Soul to melt him down. Immortality is still there to help him up. Felix goes in for the Furious Dive, but gets punished by Lark. Spirit of Destruction as Lark joins in the team fight again. MP the King getting spotted, but he finds the Singers. Still not enough as Lark gets the Wind of Nature, gets the healing, and the Flask of the Oasis to survive.
All right, Team Falcons, they hold on to that mid turret. But man, I almost thought they were actually just going to full send it in the mid lane to fight back. after they got Sorry on Felix, even with the heal that they had, they still had to be checked. They were checked by Ra's damage. You saw that alone. This is why so many teams prioritize the Valentina pick once it's available throughout the entirety of the game. Even doesn't matter which ultimate is taken here. The raw damage and the skill set from the Valentina, you can see the amount of damage that is dealt already. And a lot of times this is just taking the feathered airstrike themselves for See You Soon. So once again, Team Falcons, they... Oh, ding.
Might be solo kill, Dark Knight falls, Ding gets the healing, the Spirit of Destruction doesn't connect. And now MP might be caught, Kenji finds it, what happened to Mark in the other side of the map? Now in the mid lane, Soul gonna go for the base turret as MP the King gets taken out with the feather airstrike, will be there to go and clear out the waves. One last shot as Boxy clears, or cancels it out rather. One cannon minion up top. But for See You Soon, I think they're happy with that trade. They got a base turret for MP the King. Up top, it's gonna be Ding versus, I'm Felix. Felix taking him on into 1v1, winning it out. Boxy walking up again. The feather airstrike stolen away by Ra as Super tries to get rid of Soul, but look at him. He doesn't care the damage. Super melted down. See You Soon. Now onto Kenji. It's a double kill for Soul, and it's a 2-0.